Hi and welcome back to my channel and this lovely short seated hip stretch. Find a comfortable spot on your mat, give yourself a little wiggle and a shake to find your comfortable spot and get ready to breathe and flow. As you inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Take your right hand down to the earth and reach overhead with your left arm, maybe turning your gaze underneath your armpit. Moving with your breath. So as you inhale, stretch a little further as you exhale, moving into that space. Inhale, lift up to center, and as we exhale, take that bend over towards the left-hand side. Left hand plants, right arm reaches all the way up and overhead. As we inhale, we come back to center. Taking your right hand now to your left knee. Lengthen through your spine and gently turn towards the right hand side, using your left hand against your right knee if you'd like some extra leverage. Making your way back through center and repeating that twist towards the left. Right hand comes onto left knee as you turn to look over your left shoulder. Making your way back to center, give your shoulders a little bit of a shrug and dip your chin towards your chest. From here, bring your hands and just rest them gently behind the back of your head. Draw your elbows together, round through your spine as you tuck chin to chest, feeling that stretch down the back of your neck. From here, we come into a seated cat-cow. Inhale as you open your arms wide. Exhale as you round through your spine and give yourself a big hug. Inhale, arching your back, maybe even looking up. Exhale, rounding in, tucking chin to chest. This time, as you open your arms wide, we're going to take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers and send your knuckles to the floor. Hinge from your hips and fold forward. Remember, you can stay seated. You don't have to find this forward fold. We work with where we are today. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. Give your shoulders a little bit of a shrug. And then begin to take your right leg out to the side, keeping a bend in your left knee. Take your right hand down to your front of your calf or hook your big toe. Draw your left shoulder back as you reach that left arm towards the ceiling. As we exhale, see if we can find a bend over towards the right hand side. Always seeing if we can draw that top shoulder back. As we lift, we take our right hand to the left knee and come into a gentle twist, looking over our left shoulder. Now bring your hands in front of you, folding forward. So this is quite intense on the hips. So stay on your fingertips or maybe work down towards your forearms, depending on your movement, your mobility, your flexibility. Stay here for a breath or two. Work your way to seated, and we're going to swap the legs over. So extend your left leg out, toes facing up. Maybe hooking the big toe as we reach the right arm up. And as we exhale, taking that arm overhead. Rooting down through both sit bones and turning the gaze underneath our right armpit. Softening with the breath. As we inhale, we come back up and we find the twist towards the right, taking our left hand to the right knee. On your next exhale, face the front, fingertips to the floor. Root the sit bones, hinging from the hips, we come forward, keeping hands or forearms to the earth. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, bringing yourself back up. And now turning to face the short edge of your mat. Coming into this lovely hip stretch. So you might want to play around with your hand position as you lean back into your hands. Take your left ankle over your right knee. Try not to let your head sink down towards your shoulders. And then in this position, just rock your legs from side to side. Now, if you find this isn't stretching your left hip too much, walk your right heel in. If it's too intense, walk your right heel away from you. Bringing movement into this posture or finding stillness. From here, take your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Root down through your sit bones, lengthen through your spine and hinge forward, coming into our head beyond the knee posture. If we can, keep the toes of the right foot facing to the ceiling. As we come up, We're going to repeat those two postures on the opposite side, taking your right ankle over your left knee. Leaning back but trying not to allow your head to disappear into your shoulders. Find as much movement or stillness as feels good in this pose, working to feel a stretch into the outer edge of that right hip. Extending your left leg in front, taking the right foot to the inside of that leg as we find our head be on the knee pose on this side. Keeping your spine lengthened, your breath soft as you lower your chest towards your thigh. Inhale, bringing yourself all the way back into seated, and bring the soles of your feet together, knees falling out to the side. I'm just moving myself around just so that you can see the position that I am in here. We're going to come into a couple of forward folds, keeping the spine firstly lengthened and then rounding the back just to see how it feels. As we hinge from the hips, you might not come too far forward, but this forward fold, possibly feeling it more into your outer hips. Next time when we fold forward, if you tuck your chin to your chest, round through your back, almost coming into your cat position with your spine, and this brings a little bit of a stretch into the lower part of the spine. So if I just turn to the side, you can see how it looks from the side. So with a lengthened spine, this possibly works more into the hips. And now we tuck chin to chest, we round through the back of the body, we roll forward. And you might find you feel this more as a stretch into the lower part of your spine. Let's come back into seated and slowly begin to roll down onto our backs. Hug your knees into the chest, massaging through the lower part of your back, and then drop the soles of your feet towards the floor. Take your arms wide and let both knees and legs drop over towards the right hand side as you turn your gaze to the left, allowing your breath and gravity to lower your legs towards the floor. As we inhale, we come back to center as we find that gentle twist to the left, turning your gaze to the right. Let gravity and your breath do the work for you. Coming back to center, hugging knees into chest once more, maybe lifting head and shoulders off the mat. And when you're ready, bringing yourself back into a seated posture. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that short stretch. See you on the mat soon.